So thank you for sharing everything. This has been wonderful. My question is, if we could build a time machine and you could go back in time and talk to your younger selves, what's the one piece of advice you'd give your younger self at any point where you think you needed that piece of advice? So if it's when you wrote these pieces or even younger, what would you tell your younger self to sort of to get through or to help manage or navigate all the things you've been talking about? Thank you.
I think if I went back to my elementary self, I would say that there's really no right way to be Asian. I think a lot of Asian Americans end up comparing themselves to other American kids, but also other Asian Americans. And I think it's really important to stay grounded in your self-expression of being Asian American, because there really isn't one particular way to be Asian American.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that point, greatly worded, but I would tell my younger self, especially my shy, insecure middle school self, that you don't have to constantly compare yourself to your peers and constantly think about how Asian you are, how Asian looking you are, how well you can pronounce Thai words if they look at you and think, why is she in the Asian American club if she's white? So I really think that just telling myself to let go of all those thoughts and let go of the narrative that I think other people are thinking about me, and just returning to how I personally feel connected to my culture and how I can express myself, and not having to constantly prove myself to what I think people's perception of me is what I would tell myself.
Yeah, I also agree with everything that was said. I feel like if I did go back in time to middle school, I would definitely like tell myself to not really take to heart like what other people like or say, to really just focus on expressing myself and not try and like box myself into like being a certain like kind of Asian American or not being, and just kind of rejecting that part, but that like all of like I am like all of me, and I am Asian American, I'm just American, and yeah, and what people kind of say about that doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I guess like the most simplistic like phrase that I can put it into is just stop being embarrassed. Like, it's okay to feel how you feel, and it's okay to like feel like an outsider sometimes, but none of your culture is embarrassing, none of who you are is embarrassing, and it's okay to have these struggles, but it's not okay to be embarrassed of your past and your heritage. I think, you know, like all of these feelings and negativity are like, they're just temporary feelings. They're going to pass, and you're going to also have these feelings one day about like, why do I look the way I look? Why do I feel the way I feel? But at the same time, just don't be embarrassed, because you're going to come to appreciate them one day anyway, so.
Thank you so much. Let's give our applause to our wonderful. So the essay book, again, is available as a free gift with donation. If you just, as you leave, you can sign up for that as well. I encourage you to stop by the vendors, all the tables, and all the organizations, clubs representing API and the community. At 3 o'clock today, there will be some performances, so please feel free to come back and watch these performances. And our speakers will also be available outside to answer any further questions or to get their signature. So thank you for coming. Oh, and one final note, we need volunteers. If we were to do this again next year, we definitely need volunteers to just keep on doing something like this in the fair. So please, if you have time to volunteer, please step up. Thank you.